Hello, my name is Tyler Eberhardt, and my speech topic is how to properly shoot a basketball. As you can see, unfortunately, I can't have my audience in person, but I have three people. I have my two parents and my friend Isaiah on the call, so they're going to be listening in. So my purpose is to show my audience how to demonstrate and talk to them how to properly shoot a basketball. So the first thing I learned, I've been playing basketball for a long time, but I learned specifically from a high school coach a certain acronym we use called BEEF, B-E-E-F. Just 4 words that kind of give you basic rules of shooting and everything. So I guess we'll just jump into it. The first one for B is balance. So when you're shooting, you want to have your legs about shoulder width apart, and you want to be on good balance on your feet. You don't want to be all the way up on your toes, because then you're going to lean forward, and you don't want to be up on your heels, because then you're going to fall back and it'll change your shot. So be about on the balls of your feet, shoulder width apart, and you want to have a low center of gravity. So when you jump, you're able to get good elevation, and you're able to jump straight up and straight down. You don't want to be leaning one way, because then obviously you're going to jump that way. So keeping your center of gravity centered is pretty important. So that's balance. Once you kind of have balance down, you go to the next E, which is eyes. Actually, at a young age, I was always told to look at the front of the rim, and then once I got to high school, my coach kind of brought it to my eyes that you need to look at the back of the rim. Because when you look at the back of the rim, you can be short, and it could still have a chance to go in. It can hit the front of the rim, bounce in. And when you look, if you shoot it far, then it still has a chance to get a roll and hit the back of the rim and bounce around. So the problem is with looking at the front of the rim is if you're short, you're not going to hit anything. It's probably going to be an air ball. So you want a good balance. Eyes on the back of the rim is what I prefer. And then we go into the next E, which is your elbow. Elbow is probably the most important part of it. When you shoot, you want to have your elbow tucked underneath you like this at about a 90-degree angle. You see commonly a lot with younger kids or kids who aren't strong enough, they tend to flare their elbow out when they shoot it like this. So, obviously when you flare it out like this, you don't know where the ball is going to go. You end up pushing it. It's almost like you're throwing it. Instead, when you keep your elbow tucked, you're able to go straight up and straight down. And when you shoot it, you're able to flick it and it goes more straight. So the straighter your elbow is and the more you have it tucked in, the more control you have over where you want to place the ball on the rim. Okay, so you have balance, eyes, elbow, and the last one is follow through. Your follow through kind of goes along with the elbow. When you shoot it, obviously it's going to roll off your fingers. You want it to roll nice and smooth off your fingers. You don't want to have your hand all palmed on the ball, because when you do, it forces you to push a little bit. So when you shoot it, you want to have it roll off. And then when you shoot it, you want to hold that follow through. So the ceiling's a little short here, so I can't do it. But when you shoot it, you want to hold that follow through on. I don't know. I know one person in my audience is familiar with Steph Curry. He doesn't hold his follow through a lot. When he shoots it, he'll shoot it and he'll put his hands down right away. Obviously, he's been arguably the best shooter of all time, and he's been doing that for a long time. So it works for him, but for someone like me, and probably people like my audience, practicing the follow through is probably a safer option, and gives you more control over the ball. So this BEEF, B-E-E-F, this acronym that I learned is really important to me, because obviously I'm a collegiate basketball player. I've been playing basketball my whole life, and especially in today's day and game, almost everybody can shoot. So if you can't shoot properly, or if you shoot funky, a lot of coaches don't trust you, and that kind of affects your overall ability to be a complete player. So using BEEF has been really important to me and a big part of my game. So that's about it. In conclusion, obviously balance, you want to have low center of gravity, balls of your feet, your eyes, you want to be looking on the back of the rim. Not the front of the rim is what I used to do when I was young, but back of the rim is more effective for me. Your elbow, you want to keep it tucked, 90-degree angle. And your follow through, you want to hold it. Obviously, like I said, Steph Curry can do what he wants because he's an amazing shooter already, but for someone like me, holding your follow through is more important. I'm gonna try to demonstrate a few in here. I might have to get on my knees just to be able to show you the form properly, but I can't really demonstrate balance right now, or my eyes, but I'm gonna focus on the follow through right now. So you see how my elbow is tucked, and when I shoot it, I flick it up. So I'm gonna let this one bounce so you can see my follow through. But when I shoot it, it rolls off, and not hold my hand like that. So, yeah, so thank you guys for listening. That was my speech on beef and how to properly shoot a basketball.